Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me, your host, Mr. Morales, for another exciting game of the Cycles of Matter game. This is our African Savannah edition, which is going to be awesome. All right, strap in. This is going to be loads of fun, and we're going to learn a ton about how matter is cycled through an ecosystem. We'll be looking at this through the context of the African savanna, like Gorgongosa National Park in Mozambique. As you know, you'll be playing with the How Savanna Plants Get Nutrients game card. This describes to us the three major nutrients that plants need for survival: carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus. And if you look carefully at the game card, you will notice that it identifies the sources of those nutrients. For carbon, we're specifically talking about molecules like carbon dioxide. Plants use that during photosynthesis to make organic molecules that they store inside their bodies. Some for energy like glucose and starch, and others like cellulose that actually make up their bodies. There's also nitrogen. Nitrogen comes in the soil in the form of ammonium and ammonia, also nitrate. These are things that can leach into the soil when things go to the bathroom. You'll also see that it says that plant nitrogen is bound in amino acids in their body. We make amino acids too. We get a lot of our amino acids from those plants. Amino acids, in case you don't remember, are the building blocks of proteins, which are very important for all kinds of function and structure in animal and plant bodies. Interesting fact, though, nitrogen, which makes up most of the air we breathe, can only be obtained through plants and bacteria. And the bacteria, it has to be a special kind of bacteria or microbe that is able to convert nitrogen into forms that we organisms can use. Lastly, you'll see phosphorus at the bottom. Phosphorus is a really important nutrient in our bodies. It's a part of cell membranes, so a part of every single cell of the trillions in our bodies. It's also part of the major molecule that makes up energy in our body. Yeah, ATP, the P is for phosphate. And it's a part of our DNA, the very stuff that makes us us. All right, let's get going with the game. So as you know, I have a shuffled up deck of cards that have all kinds of interesting things on them. And the goal of the game is to collect all the nutrients that my plant needs for survival. So let's get playing. All right, first card. Oh, I drew a process card. What does this say? It says that a wildebeest has grazed and defecated. Defecated means poop. Okay, so I'm going to take up the nutrients only if I have the correct soil microbe card, but I don't have a soil microbe card yet. Oh, that sucks. All that carbon, nitrogen, and phosphate, you can see right here on the card above me, I don't get any of that to put on the circles over there. On my card. Wasted opportunity. All right, let's discard that and draw another. Ooh, this time I got plants use organic carbon for energy and respire CO2. What does that mean? Oh, it means that the plants are actually using the glucose that they have made for photosynthesis, and they're breaking it down to get energy, and then they're breathing out some CO2. Which can then be breathed in by other plants. So plants actually do the same thing that we do. They breathe. They have to break down things like sugar and starch and to get energy to grow, and then they breathe out some carbon dioxide that other plants or themselves can breathe right back in for photosynthesis. So it's part of the carbon cycle. I get carbon out of that. Yes, 6 carbons. That's a lot. All right, I'm going to take those 6 carbons and fill them in on my carbon card. There we go. Yeah, all right, I'm on my way. All right, let's discard that one and draw another. What have I got now? A soil microbe. Ooh, that sounds good. These are denitrifying bacteria, so that sounds like taking nitrogen away. Bacteria to convert nitrate into N2 gas that escapes into the atmosphere. So N2 gas actually makes up 70% of the air that we breathe every single time we inhale. Can we use that nitrogen? Absolutely not. It just goes in and out of us like nothing. So these kinds of nitrogen, they actually help to kind of clean out the soil. And they turn some of that extra nitrate that is building up in the soil that could be toxic, turns it back into atmospheric nitrogen. So these are not helpful for us getting nutrients. They're helpful, though, for cleaning out the soil. All right, I'm going to discard that, and let's draw another. Ooh, this time I got an animal eating compounds for energy, so that could be another animal or a plant. That's a lion eating a wildebeest. And it's respiring CO2. Just like we eat food to get energy, the lion is eating the wildebeest, getting energy, and breathing out CO2, which can then be taken up by our plant. So look, we've got another 6 carbons from this card. Yes, look at that. Carbon is starting to build up pretty quickly. Doesn't look like it's too hard to get carbon because carbon dioxide is in the air all around us. Fantastic. All right, get rid of that one and let's draw again. What are we going to get? A wildebeest has died. The bones, which are full of phosphorus, have leached inorganic materials into the groundwater. Yes, we're picking up 2 phosphates. Cool. So look at that. I only needed 1 phosphate circle and I've got 2. So my phosphate needs are taken care of. That was pretty easy to get the amount of phosphate that I needed. All right, discard. Let's draw again. Oh, I hope it's something good. Soil microbe. Oh, this one looks a little different. These bacteria decompose complex organic matter into inorganic forms that are available for plant uptake. Yes! So some of those big molecules that get peed or pooped or just come into the soil from other means are too big for the plant's roots to suck up into the plant. So these bacteria are going to break those things down into smaller bits of nitrogen that the plant can use. So yes, now I can put that on my card, and from now on, I am able to take up certain kinds of nutrients. Cool. All right, what's next? Ooh, a wildebeest drinks from a watering hole and urinates. Oh man, we're drinking wildebeest pee. Take up the nutrients only if you have the correct soil microbe card. I do. Awesome. So I get 1 carbon, 2 nitrogens, and no phosphates. There we go. Let's add them on. All right, we're rolling now. We've got microbes. I think we're ready for business. Okay, discard and next. Ooh, a detritivore. What is this? A dung beetle. Look at that, rolling its little ball of dung. Dung beetles transport and break down complex organic matter. So they're taking a big piece of poop from a wildebeest and breaking it down into tiny little bits that can be taken up by plants. So, ooh, this card doubles the uptake now that I get from anything defecation related. All right, let's put that on our card. And next, a wildebeest dies. Oh, that's sad, but its soft tissue has decomposed, and now I get the nutrients from that wildebeest body. Take up the nutrients only if I have the correct soil microbe card, and I do. So I get 6 carbons, 1 nitrogen, and 1 phosphate to add to my card. Look at that. See how all these different nutrients that are trapped inside the bodies of something like a wildebeest that it gained from eating throughout its lifetime are now being returned to the soil and then taken up by our plant. This is so cool. All right, discard and go again. Wildebeest graze and defecate. Yes, wildebeest poop is full of good stuff. And since I've got the detritivore, I get to double the uptake from defecation, and I've got soil microbes that allow me to take up those nutrients. So I get, whoa, 12 carbons. That's more than I needed. 2 nitrogens and phosphate that is just bonus. So that is a lot. Look at my card is filling up now. Ooh, a different soil microbe. What does this one do? Oh, this is a kind of nitrogen fixing bacteria that converts N2. Remember, that's the stuff that's in the air, in the atmosphere, into forms used by plants. Oh, these are really special bacteria. So these are bacteria that are in the soil. Sometimes they're attached to the roots of plants that actually can take the air nitrogen and turn it into a form that plants can use. And then plants can make amino acids and proteins, right? This is really important, especially if you're an herbivore or a vegetarian who relies on certain kinds of plants like beans to get all of your protein needs. This is how plants make protein. Fantastic. So I'm going to replace my soil microbe card with this one. Fancy. And let's draw again. Oh, another dead wildebeest. Well, it's the cycle of life. I'm going to take up those nutrients. I'm going to, so I get, yes, more nitrogen, 2 nitrogens now. I'm already full of carbon and phosphorus, so I'm just trying to build up that nitrogen. It's a little harder to come by nitrogen. Have you noticed? All right. Ooh, a new detritivore. Termites. Well, what do termites do? They transport and break down complex organic matter, right? They chew up bits of wood and turn it into smaller things. Termite mounds are hotspots for productivity. You've got thousands and thousands and thousands of termites chewing away at big bits of wood that would otherwise take a really, really long time to break down, and they're speeding everything up. All right, let's add that to our card. What's next? Yes, more wildebeest pee. Fantastic. Well, I have double nutrient uptake thanks to those termites. I've got some great soil microbes that are giving me, oh my gosh, that's 5 nitrogen. That's exactly what I needed. Yes, I'm full. All right, success. So I hope that by playing this exciting game, you've seen a little bit of how certain nutrients exist in different parts of the ecosystem, in the atmosphere, the biosphere, and the lithosphere, and how those nutrients are able to move from living things to non-living things, back to living things in these biogeochemical cycles. All right, thank you guys for playing today. Hope you had a great time and learned some things that you can use later on in class.